Hey folks, how you doing? I thought I was going to talk something about the spirit today. Yeah, spiritual matters. And things that can be done with the spirit. Okay? And so we call this here Akh. A-K-H. Akh means spirit. So we're going to talk about the Akh of Transfiguration. And the changing the figure. Okay? And then we'll talk about also what we call sack. That is, put an S in front of Akh and we get sack. The S is positive energy. Okay? It makes the chick a chick. The dog a dog and the cat a cat. That's positive energy here they're speaking about, relative to the spirit. So we'll go back. We'll start with, let's say, the initiates in the temple. Okay? Now, we have the initiate, and he says that he is the lotus. You know, the plant, the lotus plant. Mm-hmm. He might say, too, that, well, I am the bull. Okay? And he may say, well, I am the hawk, or this or that. Okay? Well, let's take a look at the lotus. When he says that I am the lotus, of course, we're not talking about his physical body. It doesn't change. We're talking about transfiguration now. We're talking about changing. Okay? But what do we change? Well, the spirit takes form. So the initiate is talking about he has given his spirit the form of the lotus. Well, why? Well, in the mythological, let's say the icons, they always showing, okay, the nutters, the gods, etc., or the pharaoh, smelling a lotus. Okay, and science has told us that, yeah, some of these the mummies, from the Kemet mummies, have lotus within them. Or, you know, the whatever the lotus is composed of. The elements are within the humans because evidently they devoured the lotus also. Okay? So, but when the initiate says that, hey, I am the lotus, he can, at this point, get the benefits of the lotus spiritually. It's a reality thing now. Okay? But he's doing it spiritually. He can envision the lotus within himself. He says, I am the lotus. Okay? And then there's initiate might say that I am the car bull. Okay? But why? You see? Well, it so happens that the car bull was very powerful when it came to the force of ejaculation, creation of semen and ejaculation. You see? So if he sees himself as the car bull, then he generates semen. More and more semen. Semen was considered as the stone, the keystone or cornerstone of the temple, the body. Okay? So now, we can see why the initiates would make these statements. His body never changes. Of course, his body doesn't change to a bull. But spiritually speaking, within, he sees the bull. And it has an effect on him, as I just mentioned. Okay? Now, so he's in control. He has been taught to do this. He is controlling his spirit, or himself, being that the spirit is us. It's our spirit. It is us. Okay. He's in control, though. Okay. So now we have a situation where, let's say, a person is not in control of his spirit. Okay? And so let's say that this person has a dream one night. Okay? And he dreams that he is a dog or a cat or anything. He dreams that, let's say, he is a dog. Okay? In this dream, the individual can see himself. That is, he can see the dog. And that dog is him. He sees this. He's looking on. He sees this dog growling, barking, running, jumping, whatever. Oh, it's his spirit. But if he is his spirit, then it's him. Spiritually, he has in this dream, he has transfigured into a dog. Everyone at some times or another, I would say, has dreamed that they were something other than what they actually are, other than what their physical body is. The physical body doesn't change, it's a spiritual thing. Physical body remains the same. These things can happen when a person's in bed dreaming. Okay? Now, there are physiological manifestations also. Okay? The person can dream that he is in a situation where he sweats, he has fear, heart palpitations, whatever. He might be panting, sweating. This is a physiological manifestation of spiritual work. Whatever the spirit is doing within him, it is causing these manifestations, physiological manifestations. And it happens. People wake up scared or whatever. But we would say that this individual is not in control of the spirit. So the spirit is more or less acting on its own. It may have received some influence from something what the person saw during the course of the day before. It might be a result of something the person had dreamt of before. You know? But we have these manifestations and they have an effect on us. So this is something like psychosomatic illness. Probably the same thing. So now, we see now that the spirit can act on its own. This is because the person does not control the spirit. This is because of the person that does not control himself. You might think he does, but he's not controlling these situations. But the initiate in the temple could control the situation. You see. Because he didn't have to be, that person in the temple didn't have to be dreaming. He could enter into a trance state and cause these same phenomena to occur within him. He's in control. He has learned. They have taught him to be in control of himself, his spirit, etc. So we're talking about Akh, the spirit. And we also mentioned Sak. That is, we put an S in front of the Akh. Now we're talking about controlling the spirit. Causing the spirit to behave, if you will, as we want it to. So we'll call this the S of causality also. Cause things to take place. Now, if a person can bring on psychosomatic illness within himself, you know what I mean, he could also bring on other phenomena, okay, that would be beneficial to him. And we can bring on one, we can bring on the other. Even though with the psychosomatic illness, the person might not be aware of what he's doing. But nevertheless, a person can be aware, okay, of what he's doing when it comes to his spiritual self. This is what we would just call, well, it's self-knowledge. And so there are various exercises that a person can engage in where he can gain control of his spirit. You see? And this is what religion is about. It is about this sack, self-knowledge, controlling the spirit. I know people say that, well, I know myself. But are they controlling their spirit? They may give in to certain passions, This doesn't mean that they know themselves. It's knowing the spirit. That's self-knowledge. Controlling the spirit. Commanding the spirit. Religious scripture teach that we should be in command of our spirit and ourselves. When command or the power of command is, let's say, in the hands of the person, then he can use that positive energy to improve on his life. Like the initiate we talked about, okay, who said that he was the bull, etc. He's improving on an aspect of his life. He's generating within himself reproductive hormone. Hence the bull, the cow bull. The symbol of that. Not only that, that symbol, okay, can be taken in, okay, and will cause the very thing to occur that the person wants to occur. It's the spirit just doing this. Or the person does it. He commands the spirit to take the form, the shape of the cow bull. You see. In order to gain for himself what the cow bull naturally has. This power we mentioned. This quality. You see. But we could do this with any creature. Not just the cow bull. Or not just the lotus. The lotus also had aphrodisiac qualities. You know, the idea of sex was big time in ancient civilization. This one anyway. All of them, quite sure. Okay. So these aphrodisiacs were always suggested. It's always suggested, for the purpose of the acquisition or the production of reproductive hormone, which we say is the cornerstone of the temple or the body, okay, for male and female, okay. And so this is all as a result of commanding the spirit of oneself, actually. We are the spirit. The human body is spirit. In fact, the Kemite said everything was spirit. Everything was spirit. The spirit in the tree, the spirit in the stone. They believed it, they worked with it. Okay, folks, have a good one. And try to gain command of your spirit, yourself. All right, bye-bye. Have a good one. All right, bye.